The last few nights have seen some really low temperatures, hovering around 0 degrees, and the plants have actually shown and reacted to it. So I think it's about time now that we started taking these cosmos out. These cosmos, some really good, reliable cropper. As you can see from the size of my hand there, the stem on there is quite large. And so these have flowered fairly well, although I did put them in late. With the cosmos out the way now, I've got about 5 or 6 dahlias in here. I'm just going to lift these because we have had a few frosty nights, as I said previously, and I want to try and save them for next year. You may remember early in the season I grew these from seed, and you can see they form some nice tubers, so hopefully they'll store. With all the dahlias out, we come to the exciting part and to have a look at these willow sticks that I've used. Obviously you can see they're sprouted. I just took this one out. This is the root it's put down. So I've dug it all out. I'd actually like these as a rustic structure, so I'll probably use them again next year. What I'm going to do is chop all the roots off and remove the cambium layer, probably about 50 centimetres up the trunk, because it won't go back in the ground that long next year. So that's the bed all cleared out now. I will give it another dig over just to check for any stray roots still in there, but I think I've got them all. In those buckets there are the spent potato compost, and I'll use some of that to top dress this and ready put the elephant garlic in. So this has come at just the right time because I was struggling for a bit of space where to put it, but I think this will be enough room. It's been a few weeks again since the previous clip you've just seen. I bet you're wondering what's happening. I've got a few jobs around the house that need doing, so I'm paying attention to those, and the allotment and YouTube have took a back seat for the time being. I'm having a little break now, a bit of my time on the allotment, and I'm trying to get my elephant garlic in before the cold weather arrives. I'm digging this over, and I've just got a trench in the bottom here. I'm digging that out, putting the cow manure in, which I fetched a week or so back, and topping it up, and I'll settle that down, then I'll plant the garlic in. I'll crack on with this and I'll show you when it's ready for planting. Cow manure has turned in really nice, and it's coming with a nice tilth on the top. I have had a board go on that back edge there. I'll try and patch that up to see me out for the season of the elephant garlic, and then I'll actually repair this by fitting the slabs. Plan now was to actually start planting the elephant garlic in, but skies have turned a funny colour up there and it's just starting raining. So I'll give it up, and I think tomorrow we'll be planting the garlic. So I hope to see you then. Well, we're greeted with a better start to the day. Still cool though, checking the temperature, it's just gone 6 degrees, but that's an ideal opportunity now to get these planted into the ground. These cloves here are some of the ones I saved from last year's bulbs. The size varies from tiny ones to fairly decent ones. What I'll do, I'll pick the best, ranging from the largest, but the first thing to do is make sure that they're not squidgy. With the elephant garlic bulbs, I plant them 10 to 15 centimetres deep, and anything from 25 to 30 centimetres apart. It's just then a matter of popping the bulb into the hole and covering it up. Be patient when you plant elephant garlic. I remember the first time I planted them, nothing happened for 4 or 5 weeks. I thought they'd all rotted, and eventually they shot up and they come up with vengeance. So that's the elephant garlic planted for this season. I put 5 cloves in a row and I managed to get 6 rows in. 30 should be more than enough for what we need. I normally like to plant these around the end of October, but other things have got in the way, and they should be okay. The last few nights have been extremely cold and it's gone well below 0. And that time of year we tend to look at doing some stews. I've already picked some carrots, I forgot to film it. I'll show you what onions I've got in store. Well, I'm in the brassica bed now, and the first thing I'm going to look at is some celeriac. I didn't grow these from seed. The plants was kindly donated by another plot holder, but I've only got some good roots on them. There we go. We'll check that in the kitchen and clean it up. While we're still in the brassica bed, we'll grab a swede. There's only 4 or 5 in here. The main ones are across there, but I don't think they perform too well. They're like a thick, long stem. They haven't seemed to balled up, but that one will do for the pot. The highlight for harvesting any winter veg for me is definitely the parsnips. And some of these are starting to show at the top now, and look at them, they're a decent size. So let's have a look what we got underneath. This year I managed to remember to take off the growing collars, and I'm glad I did. Right, I'll get the spade round here and have a dig around. When you grow these in a tank, you can actually press them down, give them a twist and they come up. But I've tried it into these beds and for me it doesn't work. These are the big onions I've got in store. It's just a mesh frame. I keep them in the garden shed. Now quite a few people have had onions rot off. My mate Carl, who lives down south, he's a good grower and he's had issues with his going soft, but in general these are okay. Got white rot peeling on one or two of them, which I'm just sorting out now, and I'll discard those. But in general, these are fairly firm. So that's all of the ingredients gathered in, ready for that stew. I'm really looking forward to tonight. The skies are no cloud at all, so I reckon we're going to have a decent frost. Until then, stay safe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.